So at the Crucible Quartermaster, we have 0 Day Dilemma this week with Reflex, Quick Draw IS, and OEG scopes. We've got Focus Fire or Close and or Personal. Then we have Small Bore or Armor Piercing rounds, and finally Counterbalance. So this thing has pretty decent stability at base. You can bump up that range and stability if you want, but you will drop the mag size with Small Bore. And then really, out of these two, whatever your preference is, personally, I'd go with Close and or Personal. I'm not the biggest fan of Focus Fire. Either way, some good options there for a pretty solid auto rifle. B29 party favor this week is decent, so MD Reflex, Sure Shot IS, and OEG rifle scope. We've got Outlaw or Feeding Frenzy, and then we have Small Bore or Feather Mag, and finally Counterbalance right there. So Counterbalance and Small Bore give you pretty decent stability. You're going to drop that mag size again because of Small Bore. It's really quite difficult to get very high stability on this thing. But despite dropping the mag size, you can have Outlaw or Feeding Frenzy for faster reloads, so it compensates a little bit, and all around it'll be a decent pulse rifle. We have the mandatory look at the Palindrome, so True Sight, Sure Shot, and Quick Draw IS. We've got Relentless Tracker and Partial Refund right there. Reinforced Barrel, and then Casket Mag and Look in the Chamber. So no Rifle Barrel, which will put a lot of people off, even though you can still hit max range with Reinforced right here. First column are not too exciting this week. Definitely not a god roll, but it'll be decent enough if you've never had one. Event Horizon this week is decent. It's kind of a mixed bag of stuff, but we got very good sights. So Hawkeye, Short Gaze, and Ambush all on one weapon right there. Then we have Triple Tap or Spray and Play. We've got Armor Piercing rounds, Perfect Balance, and then Firefly. So perhaps you want to go with Firefly. Maybe Armor Piercing could be decent in PvE stuff, but you can bump the stability up if you want to. Of course, you got Triple Tap, which is always good. It's just a shame that Spray and Play and Triple Tap are in the kind of same column there. Otherwise, this would be really, really good. Nonetheless, pretty good sniper. The Vanguard Quartermaster has Parthian Shot with Red Dot ORA2, Quick Draw IS, and OEG Rifle Scope. We've got Outlaw or Take a Knee right there. Up next, Small Bore and Lightweight, and finally Rangefinder. Small Bore is popular this week. I mean, you're going to have decent stability and range again, but you're going to drop that mag size. Very nice range with Rangefinder. You can compensate a little bit with Outlaw as far as the mag size goes, but Take a Knee is also, you know, pretty nice perk. You crouch, you get a ton of stability right there. This isn't the god roll, but it's worth noting if you haven't picked up a pulse rifle in this archetype yet. Angel's Advocate is pretty nice. So we've got Red Dot ORA and then two varieties of focus lens right there. Oh, sorry, reflex on the end, so that's a little bit better. But we've got Life Support or Take a Knee, then Perfect Balance or Armor Piercing rounds, and finally Hidden Hand. So Hidden Hand on this kind of scout is pretty good. You're going to have nice stability with Perfect Balance. And then Life Support, you know, it's not completely terrible, but you do have Take a Knee, which doesn't roll on this thing too regularly. You're going to get a bunch of accuracy right there. Hidden Hand and Take a Knee going off at the same time. This has the potential to be pretty mean for PvP in particular. Occam's Razor is worth noting this week. So we've got Smart Drift Control, CQB, and Aggressive Ballistics, Replenish or Army of One, Rifled Barrel, Perfect Balance, and then Full Auto. So if you want to rock Full Auto with Rifled Barrel, you're going to get pretty good range for this thing at least. You've also got Replenish, which can be good if you want to take it into PvP with the current special ammo situation, but also good for PvE stuff, which is really where I would be using this shotgun. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The Waltz this week is pretty good from FWC. So Red Dot ORA2, Quick Draw IS, and OEG. Quick Draw is always good. We've got High Caliber Rounds or Hip Fire. In the middle, Perfect Balance or Eye of the Storm, and finally Head Seeker. So Head Seeker, Perfect Balance, High Caliber Rounds. This is pretty nasty, and you don't get much better in terms of stability on this particular pulse rifle either. So all around, this is fairly decent. The Wounded is also worth mentioning. So we've got Red Dot ORA2, Ranged Lens, and OEG Rifle Scope. Not the best sights right there. We do have Explosive Rounds or Quick Draw, and then we've got Small Bore or Outlaw, and finally Hidden Hand. So it's an interesting roll. I mean, Hidden Hand's always good. You can opt for Small Bore if you want to. I would probably go with Outlaw right there, and then Explosive Rounds. You've got a pretty nice scout rifle. The Warpath is worth mentioning because it has some good bonuses. You've got Grenades and Horseshoes, Heavy Payload or Tripod. We've also got Field Scout or Quick Draw right there, Aggressive Launch, Soft Launch, and Hard Launch. It's just a shame because this could be really good for PvP with grenades and horseshoes, but that velocity is just not good enough on this particular launcher. And this doesn't necessarily lend itself to PvE fantastically, although it's kind of a hybrid in the middle, so it could be worth playing around with. Keystone from Dead Orbit's pretty cool, so we've got red dot ORA and then 2 ranged lens options right there, so not the best sights, but we do have explosive rounds or full auto. We've got hammer forged, outlaw, and then crowd control. For me personally, because of the stability being kind of as low as it is with full auto, I wouldn't necessarily use it a ton. I would probably be looking at explosive rounds, outlaw, and crowd control for some PvE stuff. Either way, a pretty good scout rifle. Unto Dust this week does have cluster bombs right there and also heavy payload, so it may be decent for some PvE stuff. Tripod would be nice, but you do have Field Scout and Lightweight right there, and it's got Warhead Veneers, linear compensator and countermass. So not the best that you could have, but it's definitely worth playing around with if you don't have a better roll of this thing. Bad Counsel from New Monarchy may be pretty fun. So we have Final Round, we've got Small Bore, Close and or Personal, Extended Mag, Snapshot, and then Smooth Ballistics, Field Choke, and Aggressive Ballistics. So you could play around with Close and or Personal in PvE or PvP really, but in PvP you're going to be missing a lot of range that you really need on a shotgun like this. It does have Extended Mag, so again, it's kind of like not perfect for PvE or for PvP. It's kind of in the middle, but definitely worth a look at. If you're into the lower impact class of sidearms, we've got Impeacher with Hidden Hand, Hand Loaded, which is always good, Relentless Tracker, Armor Piercing Rounds, Snapshot, which is good as well, and then Steady Hand, Sure Shot, and Quick Draw IS. So not a super fantastic PvP sidearm, but it's okay. That really sums up New Monarchy's weapons for this week, guys. New Monarchy always feels a little bit lackluster, not least this week. But now let's jump in and take a look at the best armor rolls that you can pick up this week. So from the Titan Vanguard in the tower, we have a 98% roll of intellect strength on the Tower Watch shell. Varix has a 100% roll on the Devil's Mark for the Titan of intellect strength, and then also a 98% roll of discipline strength for the Kel's Mark right there. Worth me mentioning, you can get Kel's Cloak with 96% of intellect strength for the Hunter. The Eon Tracer legs from FWC have intellect discipline at 98%. This is for the Warlock. There's a 98% Endling Cloak from Dead Orbit for the Hunter with discipline strength. We've also got Endling robes for the Warlock with intellect discipline at 98%. New Monarchy has the High Command grips for the Hunter with intellect strength at 98%, and then we have High Command Mark with discipline strength at 100%. Tyra's artifacts are pretty bad, so we've got purely intellect 79% on Memory of Gelion. We've got Memory of Timur right there with discipline strength at 88%, and finally 84% intellect strength on the Memory of Radagast, so pretty lackluster. The Speaker may save us though. We've got 98% on the Cosmic Joke for the Hunter with intellect discipline, and then 98% intellect discipline on the Cult Trinity Star for the Hunter. The Warlock can pick up the 5 Lives of Albios bond with intellect discipline at 98%. You've also got the Blade Dancer's Cloak, discipline strength 98% right there. And that about sums up your lot for this week back in Destiny 1, guys. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, a like and comment below is appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny and Destiny 2 content. But for now, you guys have an awesome week.